This station is from a stream to a flowing river. This station is growing bigger and bigger. This station is for all the garrison. No other station in comparison. The Badass station is everywhere. Even when you're shopping, you can find these places. Tesco, Lidl, Sainsbury, and even Morrison. JahBunny station. No stress, no pain, and no altercation. JahBunny Badass.
Shut up, no man. He's a fucking idiot or what? You think the system just exists without individuals or individuals without, or the system is something that is living on its own? Are the people them were involved in that, the rich white man them were have the business around the music industry, the film industry, the whole of them are the system. It's kind of retard you be boom Donovan, but you know no sense, man.
Death Row by Maria Hector. 11 Escape Plan, narrated by JahBunny, better known as the Badass, the man from Buzzwalk. The execution continue. Jocelyn Marks, Alfonso Ferran, and old Roy Edwards were killed. Almost everyone on the row then had lost more than one appeal. Many had lost all three and were waiting to die. The goons were once again raiding the row at night. Hunger strike come one after the other, but only brought temporary redress. As soon as the goon sadistic urge pricked them, they launched a raid. Petition sent to the church and state were of no gain. And by then, the goon had almost completely blocked our mail and visit. Fear, a fear that promote desperation, became more conspicuous in the movement and the row. In my own case, I had forwarded the required information to the UN Commission on Human Rights and was assured in reply that they were working on the case. The petition sent to the Governor General on my behalf by Amnesty International and other representatives and signed by hundreds of the citizens of my community did not evoke any position response from the local Privy Council. Escape seems the only alternative, and so I directed new effort in this direction. I was not unique in my conclusion and desire. Gibraltar was certainly no cup of tea, more so since Brian escaped. 2 sentries were now posed at the far end of the passage with an uninterrupted view of every cell door and the entry passage. One was armed with a sidearm. The ventilator at the rear of the cell were blocked up with the remaining space, too small to certain to contain a human. The one possible way of leaving the cell was through the door and past the goons on the way out. But how? We're going to work it out. For weeks, we pondered how to get out. Of course, Winston was with me, but I was not making my break with more than a party of 5. I was not going to venture in the yard with 26 prisoners because I did not believe such a crowd could make it. Finally, a plan evolved and was cemented. Only hacksaw blade were needed. This is where I come in. Yeah. Remember me tell you, Fede am a general. Anything Fede want, all him have to do, tell badass. We were relying on our pool of intelligence, determination, and desperation against the goon. Indiscipline, corruption, and complicity. Money was not uncommon on the road. The goon knew it was there in as much as they knew the entire prison was perverted with hustling. If while doing any of the twice daily search, a goon happened to find some money in your cell, his reaction was predictable. If it was a small sum, less than $1, he would fume with indigestion, and the other had to tear this goon off you. If the money was a sum over $2, he would give no indication that he had found a breach of regulation in your cell. He would move around aimlessly inside the cell, pocket your cash, and declare yourself clean. If the con was stupid enough to declare his loss, no way he can escape a mashing up. Greedily bastard, no matter how they eat and brutalize prisoner, a con can still buy them out. Goon are goons. It was therefore no great problem in getting the blades the next week at the cost of over $150. Immediately we got the blades, we began working. Brian disclosed where did hidden his blade during his period of working, and we used the safe spot. Here the blades were safe from even the metal detector. Our plan was to work only at night so that no one else on the row would know what was going on. Our plan was that once we had the door cut, we would bring the rest of the inmate into the picture. If they want to come, they could come after. With this plan in mind, we work away at night on the bars. One night I was working when I noticed some movement coming from Shorty's cell. I continued working while peeping to discover what he was about. He was lying on the floor looking straight at me. When our eyes met, he smiled across the dark passage. I finished working, put away my blade, and went to sleep. Tomorrow I would deal with him. Next day, I report sick. During the sick break, I went to Shorty's cell door. He was standing at the bars. How much eyes you have, Shorty? What happened, man? He asked, as if he knew. Do you always peep at people business in the night? What kind of business, man? Okay, so you do not know. Okay, the next time I see you peeping in my business, I am going to poke out your eyes. Do not forget that, see? Freddy, alright. But I am no informer. The man can depend on me. He was getting emotional and the goon was looking. Okay, Shorty, but do not forget, what I say. The goon came down the passage and I move on. After the doctor break, I lay in my cell and I consider Shorty. Most of the others trust him and felt there was no danger in his knowing of our plan. Still, whether he would not inform on me or not, we could not only continue. From the moment we did cut the first bar, we were committed. It was at this point that I realized that a bizarre development brought the whole operation to a standstill. The very next day after I had spoken to Shorty was just like any other day on the road up to breakfast time. At noon, as soon as breakfast was over, the funk and his posse entered the row. With him was a character called Scaramouche. Telling about Scaramouche, the famous Mr. Scott. He was a black, born and grown Jamaican who probably did not know further than Montego Bay. Yet he spoke with the deep American Southern accent. Through my watching, I had seen their approach and almost went into panic. The Funk, Scaramouche, and the Death Squad, these statistics never turn out in full colors unless there was blood on the agenda. Had they discovered our doing? Had Shorty spelt on us? Was it I they were coming for? Hastily, I glanced to see that the blade was concealed and the bars of the door visible intact. Spreading out in the passage, they came down, looked at the nameplates on the door. The place was graveyard quiet, except for the civil service squeaking of the goon's boot. At this one, the Funk cried, pointing out at Shorty's cell. The posse moved to gather around the door. Still, I was convinced that this posse was here consequence to our work. But wait, Scaramouche was reading the death warrant. Yes, there was the big black velvet seal of the Governor General. This means death. They were going to hang Shorty. Scaramouche finished reading and the cell was open. Shorty was handcuffed and moved away to the condemned cell. He had no more appeal. They were going to kill him. Again, the debate was about Shorty. They were certainly going to kill him now, and he was supposed to understand this. Would our secret remain safe with him in his new position? Would he barter our plan for official clemency? Nobody could be sure, and we all felt very uneasy. People preparing to flee from death are not inclined to trust their passage to a man in shorty position. However, we could do nothing but work and hope that shorty would not give away our plan. The days started to creep. How the hell did they suddenly slow up so much? Creeping by the fourth day after shorty departure, one cell was completely cut through. And the sixth day, a second was completely. And still there was no indication that shorty had spelt. On the seventh day, they hung him. After midday break, the cart was all by Gibraltar. I went on the ventilator to gaze at the burial at the far end of the football field. Thanks, shorty. Using a mixture of cooked rice, soup, and the dust from the cut in the bars, the cut were neatly concealed to deceive the naked eye. The original plan was shelved. No way could a small group leave the rest behind. Everybody on the row knew that something was on, and everybody wanted a piece of the action. We held a council, and the original plan was shelved for a far more dangerous plan. Now it would have involved 24 of us. Michael Bernard and Ainsley Vassar said they did not want to be involved. By December, we were all prepared for the move, and there was only one problem. The 2nd century and the row operate on the principle that whenever a salmon came from inside the row, only one would venture inside. The one remaining outside had the gun. The only way to get around this was to wait until only one goon was there. The first time they pose a solar sentry there, we would seize the opportunity. It was not until Boxing Day, 26th of December 1974, that the opportunity came around and was seized. At 10:30 p.m. on Boxing Day, only 1 century reported to Gibraltar for the graveyard shift. A goon named Selvin Clark. This was it. 15 minutes later, when he was not reinforced, we were certain he would do the shift alone. It was now. Quickly, quietly, everybody was aroused and the bar completely severe from the door of those who were to move out first. The thing now was to get the sentry inside the passage. Someone down the passage called out to him and politely asked for some water. Nothing strange about this. It happened almost every night. "What number cell you in?" he asked, and got an immediately replied. We wait with drawn breath. The jingling of the key as he opened the gate, the echo of his footstep as he came down the passage were sweet music. And reaching the cell where the con had asked for a drink, he bent down to pour the water through the bars. Before he had emptied the water, 4 prisoners were standing over him, with drawn knives. Dropping the jug, fear and panic crowd his face. He came to his feet pulling his ratchet. Before he could fly his knife or make an alarm, he was our hostage. Quickly, he was gagged, tied, and moved down the passage. So far, so good. Another brother was busily breaking locks from the door, making noise that carried far into the night. Stimulatiously, another was locking the gate and securing them with the lock taken from the doors. Someone shouted that the goon were coming. The high-pitched sound of whistle came from every end of the prison. A brother came running toward me. Freddy, Freddy, what happened? I asked his excited face. You want to see two men gone through the gate, you know? Wait. A couple other had gathered around and I screamed. And I scanned the faces trying to make out who was missing. Is who them? I asked. Whoa, Kenyan, he answered. Whoa and Kenyan, he answered. Oh, the water them a come, he added, pointing towards the entrance. All of us moved to see what was going on. About 4 goons came running towards Gibraltar, armed with automatic shotgun, pausing to break off the lock on the gate of the wire fence perimeter that surrounded Gibraltar. They took stock of the situation. Suddenly, a shotgun began blazing away to the rear of the building. The goon at the gate broke in. One had come over the fence immediately and entered the compound proper. They opened fire. Somebody turned off the light while we scurried for cover. Hostage and all. What an irony it would be if while struggling to save my life, an unknown goon should blow off my head. When the gunfire ceased, we let them know that they might very well shoot their co-worker, who up to then was safe, that we did not intend to harm him or leave the building, that we want to see the director. The message seems to have reached them and they went easily on the trigger. One Asina warder left the other and run toward the office. The place was in darkness, but it was safer so. Soldier and riot squad police had arrived. All around were white helmet, khaki clad figure, armed with automatic rifle, moving about the place. The building was ridged with soldier, while some standing on some platform or other were trying in vain to focus huge searchlight down the passage. Eventually they gave up. At no time was there any intention of harming the hostage. His life was our life and his death our death. If we harm him, we would no longer have cause, for then we would surely be murdered. Without him in there, Babylon would have turned on submachine guns down the passage and waste us all. His life was more important than all of us. If in the process of the plan one of us die, it would be a tragedy of the situation. But if the hostage die, the entire situation would be tragic for all of us. The director came shoving through the crowd, coming up the step until he was at the end of the passage with only the heavy bars and the lock gate separating us. A note had been prepared demanding to see the Prime Minister, the chairman of the Jamaica Council for Human Rights, the chairman of the Jamaica Council of Churches, and 2 journalists. I hand the note to the director. "Where is the warder?" he asks after reading the note. "Him down the passage," I answer, pointing down the passage while he strained his eye trying to see. "I want to see him. Who turned out the light?" "Director," I said, "you cannot see him cause the place is dark and the light not turning on. If you want to talk to him about and him will hear you. But we not releasing him till the PM come." He was looking at me now. "Is you take over the place, Mr. Mario Hector?" he asks. "See that the PM get our message." I moved down the passage away from him. The director was enraged. He had never seen anything like this in his life. It was history, and he did not know how to deal with grabbing a bull horn from a cop he brought down the passage. "Now listen to me." Silence. "I do not know what you people expect to gain from this thing, but it just won't work. You cannot be more powerful than the government. I am begging you all peacefully to release the warder. Take my advice and return to your cell. I am going to count to 10, and after the count, we are coming in there, and nobody can say they were not warned." The man was crazy. Did he think we serve our way out of these cells to be sweet-mouthed back into them by a director of prison who was himself a foundation member of Babylon? The guy was crazy. Nobody answered him. "Okay then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The ring around the hostage grew tighter and tighter. 8. The director, a con named Green, was talking. "Yes, silent. I tell you this, and I mean it. A whole heap of people going dead if you open that gate and come in here. Myself and the warder here went dead. All of the prisoner them in here went dead. And if you go and lead the posse coming here, you go and dead too." Silent. 9. Uno not letting go the water? The director asks again. "No," answer. He made an about turn and shoved through the crowd. With the departure of the director, we assumed that he had gone about the business of the note. We settled down to wait. A long wait Of more than 6 hours of tension and excitement, there was not one among us who did not experience some fear in the course of that night. There were too many possibilities inimical to our interest. There was the fear that the soldier, heavily armed and all around the building, would try to rush us under the cover of tear gas or some other weapon of the kind. We could not counter. Suppose they decide to use sniper and pick us off. The fear made some of us into animal that night. Desperate being, there was only 7 knives on the row, not counting the goon ratchet. Outside were armed soldier and goon. Between us were too many dangerous possibilities. But a great fear, the fear of the gallows, propel us along. During the wait, we listened to a transistor radio we had got from Raps. Raps, that is the great Dennis Smart, R.I.P. General, First Field Marshal Commander Raps, better known as Kappa. The day before, hoping to hear some news of the incident. The hostage by then was less frightening. I had taken time to explain to him our objective and assure him of his safety. After a while, he wanted a smoke. Since the situation was now clear, I cut the rope off his hand. When he was taken hostage, he was searched and all the content of his pocket. And to me, there was his ratchet, $46, his ID, a wallet, and a cigarette pack containing not cigarette, but the real stuff. He was in no mood to get high, so we used the stuff to cool off the night. He got cigarettes. Periodically, a fresh group of soldiers arrived at the entrance to the passage to inquire about the goon health. They would shout to him and he did reply. After exchanging brief word, they would move on. Sometime a brother would jump on the ventilator to peep outside. Every time a head come up, a shot echo in the night. Surprisingly, the soldiers were not hostile. Once they learned what we were about and that the water was safe, some of them passed the time rapping with us. A couple actually wished us success and they were sincere. Long into the night, the warder complained that he was hungry. A brother gave him an orange, but he was still hungry, and mentioned that he had some food in his locker. I went to the top goon at the gate and relayed the message. The man kept staring at me as if he thought I want the food. Yo, bring the food for the warder, yeah. Yo, bring the food for the warder, sir. I asked. He relayed it to a warder and went off. A couple of minutes later, he returned with a sandwich, which I took through the bars, and a cup of coffee. I passed them to our hostage. The incident again further decreased the hostility amongst the security force towards us. Only the goon were still huffing and puffing. They continued their vigilance, and we added a couple more locks to the gate and wait. The first news report of the morning note the incident that the PM had been contacted. The sun was nowhere, but the clean smell of the night did not go away, and under the stink and pollution of the prison coming awake. This morning the prison was awake. Few had slept through the night, but nobody was coming out of the cells. This morning, history was in the making. Around 5:30, the sound of a helicopter hovering above Gibraltar brought everybody to their feet. A soldier told us that the PM had arrived. We followed the sound of the copter as it came down at the adjoining prison oval. Dawn was breaking, and for the first time since I come on the road, I was able to feel the inherent hope, optimism that morning were all about. Yeah. You know, while me I read about this takeover, it remind me, why bother your bad no blood clot? It remind me 1976 state of emergency when them hold me and claim say them have camp order for me. Have me there for a period of time with no camp order and won't let me go. Cause me get all under state of emergency. And just listen to Freddy just now. It is like me I relive that adventure. Because at the time, I me organize taking the jailer central. Me and the famous Joe Tusa, Buck Jones, Todai, and Black Patch, Felix Chambers. Now, Felix Chambers and me are two NCB boys. So, you know, we're brave from long time, cause no punk no pass through NCB. I remember when me take Central and fly up the whole of the cell them upstairs. Me fly up the whole of the cell them. Them time there, you have a superintendent named Jazz Master. Jazz Master and one named Sammy Lookup. And them in charge of Glass House. And I remember when me take Central and I marshal the situation and I give them my demands. Me remember Jazz Master ordered the whole of the CID them. In those days, CID officers look like school head teachers. I remember when them come round to come in a lockup downstairs. When me look downstairs, around 100 white shirt man with tie, cufflinks and tie pin. Because these are CID guys. And I remember Jazz Master send the orderly I don't know where him send them, to the storeroom or someplace. But I know the orderly bring 3 load a 3 feet long riot button, brand new, and throw them down. And I remember Jazz Master have a bull on, and him stand up downstairs and look up, and him say, "Badass, Joe Tusa, Toad Eye, Black Patch, surrender and give up. Coming up for you." Lord fire. Remember I say me fly up all the cell them, you know, so around 70 prisoners up on the runaway. But I mean them a come for. And I remember me running a #1 cell. Anybody know how Central located? #1 cell upstairs used to be #1, #2, #3 used to be the juvenile cell. But #1 cell only having 2 set of bunk. The rest of the cell them have 4 set of bunk. Work that out. So I running a #1 cell because through the cell open, me running a #1 cell. And when we run a #1 cell, and the man them come upstairs and take back the place, them a look now for badass. But most of the CID man them at the time don't know me. So the controller know me. So the controller, them a go from cell to cell now. I look for badass. Them a look for we. But it's like a badass them want. And when the man come down a #1 cell, I take a win I cell. And when him come down there and look in I cell and see me, him tell the whole of the man them to jump out. So a badass alone at the cell. Hear that? Me alone at the cell. Cause the rest of prisoner them jump out. Can you imagine? I don't know how big the cell is, so I don't want to over exaggerate the size of the cell. But 8 police rushing at the cell. 8 of them to beat me down. Them time them a liquor still, you know. So when them rushing at the cell, me run up under the bunk. And every man a try to get piece of me. But to all them a try to get piece of me and me liquor, me just run through one of them foot and run out. And run out of the cell, left them at the cell. So now me out on the passage and a different team attack me. And Jazz Master stop them and tell them to bring me downstairs. Them bring me downstairs and put me for kneel down in front of Jazz Master, who was the superintendent in charge. The man them wackle me skin. The man them wackle me skin. That's all me can tell you now. Enough beat down me take you now. Me take beat down a bamboo. Me take beat down. Alright, you see that teeth here? is a water named Paddyfoot. Up a bamboo hilltop. Lick out my teeth. I think him do that 1970 and lick out my teeth. And from them time I wear gold teeth. That's so. Me did have a crown the one time with a diamond on it. Me did have a crown the one time with a rubies on it. When it was fashionable to be wearing rubies in your mouth. But me take beat down a Tambin Farm prison. Take beat down a homestead and put in a strong room. Me take beat down a GP run a Yabayak. Me take beat down a Brooklyn house by goons. Me take several beat down a Rockers Island. Me take beat down a Dannemora. Me take beat down a Comstock, the Gladiator School. Because I saw a thing going on. If you're a bad boy, you go up and works, you perform works, and when you perform works, them will strain you and beat you down. So you have to take. Why sometimes I wonder, sometimes I feel like some pain, my shoulder and when I tie the man them, I'll mash up a kidney. Article. Yeah man, cause it's a goon. And one thing with foreign goons, them know if beat you, that a different kind of beat down. Say, me I make a tracks one morning, I got the package room article. And it have some blood cleat goon down at A block. For those of you who know our article, down at A block, cause you have to go through A block in order to go into the package room. I think there was a police boy named Abbott. Yeah, I remember him name Abbott. And Abbott stopped me. And Abbott argue with me. And the next thing, Abbott and him friend bum rush me after securing the corridor. But all them bum rushed me, them have me up in the corner of the wall. And Abbott have up him elbow like this, up under my neck. And what I do to me I scream like a pig. Yeah, me I scream like a pig. And one at a time I stop. Because the pain and pressure when I put on me, stop. And when I look round, I see a father, him named Father Penko. Yeah, good father man named Father Penko. Him did give me the Maccabee Bible. Father Penko arrived on the scene and them stop do what them a do. And them charge me for 106.10 was the rule. Them say me break. 106.10 refusing a direct order. And I remember going to a hearing. And I call Father Penko as a witness. And Father Penko come and testify that he was on his way about his business and he heard a screaming. And when him come on the scene, he saw the officers them restraining me. But him never see them doing anything else. How that? So me tell you, cause them officer they train. While them have me up restrained like that, about have the big key, the gate key, and him put the gate key through him hand like this. Yeah? And him other hand up under my neck. And the hand with the key. And him use the key and push the key in my spine and turn him on. Look, can you imagine? I had to come there now. Can you imagine what kind of mindset this officer have? For no say, him not use him button and lick me, you know. Because if me da use him button and lick me, Father Penko that say and testify to that. So I'm gonna show you how them man are crafty. The man put the key in front in him knuckles like this. And him now punch me with it. Him put him fist on my spine. And I turn the key. And you know what that did? That bruised my kidney. And I start bleed internally. Them have to fly me out of the prison in a helicopter. Yeah. Carry me go a one place named Erie County Medical Center. Yeah. I respect JahBunny. JahBunny. You see, the other day you heal me, you know, JahBunny. Neatly, you know. And you see how the reasoning come round now too. And you save me the night, JahBunny, Attica. We in a C block. And me and you are reason the night in a C block, JahBunny. Lights out and we are reason. Cause you don't know how we are reason. And I go piss the night while we are reason. But when me a piss in the dark, me a piss in the tumult, but somehow the tumult a look black. And me a wonder say, how I go on there? How the tumult look so black in the dark? So me turn on the light. When me turn on the light, a blood me a piss. And me say, JahBunny, me a dead JahBunny. Me a piss blood. And JahBunny start beat the cell. Officer. And the whole cell block get involved with it and start beat down the cell. And when the man them come, me tell the man them say, yo, look, me a piss blood. And the man them panic and call up, and next thing me know, whole heap of excitement, and stretcher come and put me on stretcher, helicopter come and fly me out. I hear a county medical. Respect JahBunny. JahBunny used to say, me not forget nothing, brother. Hey, me come a yard already. And you're Smiley and Jackie Dread. And all of the man them come check me up at Tuku yard. Yeah, up at Tapazuki. Cause me up there. A matter of fact, Tapa never even know say I saw me heavy. No, cause Tapa my bird, you know, we go to school and thing, but Tapa never know say me so heavy until that day there, on the veranda when them look and see the levels of man them were privately Now the yard come check the G, you know. Yeah, Freddy. As we read and go along, like I said, it just stimulate the memories. Yeah, that was the state of emergency. Yeah, when who bad have to end up a no man's land upper camp. Come go out no man's land to, you know. After them, after the jailbreak there, and them release me end up in a tamarind where me end up now. Me try save the ballot box them. Or me did save the ballot box them. And in that operation, me end up now up a no man's land, up a yap song, up a firehouse stop there. Yeah. Me pass through all them camp there now. Me telling about it already. When me step in at that camp there, as me step in at the camp go up in a riot. Yeah. Someone asks who me. As me step in at the camp, who approach me? Earl Frozer, little brother, Aloysius. And me coming at the camp and the man them. Cause Shata, Dean at the camp. Jadine, Dean at the camp. And every man, the camp split. Right and left. So when me step in at the camp, me don't know if me for go right or if me for go left. So me down at the door of the camp, me step in. So when me step in, the two sides of the camp greet me. Cause some things set, you know. The two sides of the camp, I say, see step you know. So, but, like me say, I left and right. I don't know which side me for go. So, me kind of dizzy. I try to work it out. All I wish just step out and just say, oh, a boy there ass. A boy there ass, I eat that. That all I wish just say, you know. All I wish just say one little youth, you know. All I wish just call me a idiot. And then I tell the whole camp, say, oh, last week me done a GP. And see that boy there come check him bridging Jamaica and Starkey. And him out a GP and wait for go in. And me and my friend Tanto and Ranger, yeah, step up on the boy. And the boy see we and a tremble. And that all I wish just say. All I wish just I drama me, you know. He might say, oh, who that rate ass I eat that man. A last week must ask come on a GP come check Jamaica and Starkey. And when the boy see we, my brethren stay so. And my other brethren stay so. And the boy stay so. The boy a tremble. And when him do that, you know, me just walk straight over to him and light him. Bam! Knock it out. You see when me knock it out? Left and right. Just emerge. And when them emerge, the commander at the camp was a man named Mignant. You see how me can remember people name? Mignant. Mignant just pull me instant. Yeah. Mignant just pull me and carry me go in my office go sit down. A general thing me I tell you about now, you know, real commander, you know. One commander to a next commander. I go in the office with Mignant, the commander, and sit down. And he must say to me, say, boy, you're hot like fire. Everywhere you go is a eat. You just come to my camp and as you come my camp up here. When I go do with you. So I say to him, say, what is the position? That's how we talk, you know. What is the position? He say, boy, your thing kind of sticky right now, you know. Because I'm not telling you again what I do. I something I do. A road. Where? What I do? Cause a whole eruption. Soldier have to fire a whole heap of shot to get the people in my family. Yeah. So, the eruption there, they hold me and then carry me go up at the camp. And me come at the camp, me still eating. Me knock out Aloysius. So me and the commander talk and commander tell me say, boy, as your situation sticky right now as a result of what go on. So your case now, that case now, are going to depend on the election result. Hear that? Hear that? I'm just easy in the office. Because there's somebody there. Because I can't put him back in the camp. Simple. So I sit down with him in the office as 2 commander. Yeah. And I count down and go on, you know. I count down and go on. I in the command office, me down count down and go on. And you see when we connect, you know, the Prime Minister, can me tell you now, and how me talk, you know, so that's why me talk, you know. Because I don't want to believe me, you know. And my story me I tell, you don't have to believe me. But when we connect, the Prime Minister issue a direct order to 103 and tell them, go get badass. Yeah. I mean, I camp. 2 tools me look. It's a 103 squad. Come for me. Pay machine gun ice up there. And say to the commander, give me badass there. Way! Way! I'm going to step out and jump in at a royal treatment, you know, open back. I just jump in the open back thing and play a big machine gun stage. So I come down back, a Balcom drive. Yeah, just up Balcom drive. From the camp straight to PMP headquarters. Yeah. When I reach PMP headquarters and jump out of that and go in at the HQ. The whole of the sting of them happy. The whole of the sting of them. Cause them time there's like, yeah, the man back on the set. Yeah. Cause we are on the place them time. And we are the government and we are the law. Yeah. So man forget them thing there. And we are the law. Yeah. At once, me tell you already, and we did knock out the CIA. I never talk, we talk and tell them to leave. And we knock it. Knock it on them. So when we not talk about who, him, sometimes, you know, me try, you know, to get in some conversation, you know, because me I listen, you know, on the media, me listen to some boy where more time, the boy reporter, him keep a talk about the PMP is a criminal organization. But tell him I already say him for easy upon him mouth. But we not pay him no mind. And I not preach politics, you know. But me I tell you, him keep a label the PMP as criminal organization. But without we, him not talk say the JLP with the CIA they try take over the country. Him not talk that. Him suppress that. Yeah, him suppress the apartheid there. And I'm glad press the PMP defend of the country. True, we defend it. Him turn it round now to be, we are criminal. Yeah. You know, that's why I tell him in a thing the other day, say, no man, me not get into the politics I want to go on. Me try to stay away from that. Yeah, because, you know, we serve her. We are patriotic. We do what we have to do when we have to do what we have to do. And we take side with who we deem to take side with. Simple. Me never take side with American, but me take side with black American. Are the difference, you know? Now, today, everybody take side with America. Yeah, and I forget the black struggle we will go through. I never forget that. I never forget the black struggle wherever I go in the world. Yeah, so me there at the heart of Babylon, me stand black. Me no mix, me no mingle, me no march, me no go on for go join nobody. If it black, me is a part of it. If it multicultural, count me out. If it religious, count me out. If it biblical, count me out. And there's some there now. So me don't want to go on like me confused and me don't know what me are dealing with. Me stand black from the day me born till now. And that's all me have to do. Stand black and die black. Nothing else. That's the struggle. Me not see no change right now for us universally. Come the 26th of this month or next month, them are going to talk about African liberation. What is that? Today we still talk about we want to be free, we want to this and we want to that. Me put in enough work, and right now my thing is wherever I can give the black struggle as strength, I will. But outside of that, me no in nothing else with nothing. Yeah. Hence, I'm the runaway slave. My mind is not a slave mind. Get that. If nothing for me not free, my mind always free. Yeah. And that's all I want for free right now. My mind. Learn that.